Welcome back to another episode of The Echo with your host Apollo P and
Kadiatu.
And Jeffrey.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's nice to be back in the studio. So I want to ask you, what do you guys call yourselves when I'm not around? Because when you're not around, it's rush hour. It's rush hour.
We call it peace.
Peace.
And tranquility.
Peace and logic.
So it sounds like a shitty YouTube video.
Actually, no, we'll work on it.
Or drama free.
Drama free.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one, actually.
All right. I'll let you guys cook with that. Drama free.
Might come back with a different name. Who knows?
We gotta figure. Once we figure out when Jeff's gone, and we figure out
it's game over.
Oh.
I mean, I'll leave the naming to you.
All right. So since we've been out of the stew and there's lots been going on this week, we're gonna get straight into what music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the first story we can talk about is Donda releasing, I guess, an edited version or like version 2 with some of Kanye's edits, similar to how he edited The Life of Pablo. So there was some minor edits when it came to like the production or basically Chris Brown was the most notable person who got kicked out. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Because he was supposed to be on one song before, and then he was kind of mad about not being on that song. He called Kanye a ho-ho. And
so he said, "You gotta go."
Yeah. He took him off. I forget the song that he got taken off of, but he dropped it. He took him off, man. You could be removed. Why would you diss him though? That makes no sense. True. You're on the album. Why would you diss someone that you're?
Maybe he was promised that he was gonna be on the other song.
Maybe because Soulja Boy was kind of mad at Kanye West for taking him off the album.
When is Soulja Boy not mad?
Soulja Boy called him
a lot of things.
Yeah.
He said a few things.
He was trying to come at Kim Kardashian. He was doing a lot.
Oh my God. Yeah, he could be reckless.
I don't know. Kanye is just like, he's Kanye, He's going to do his own thing. Like, I don't think there's ever been an artist who's like gone into the album and done it like that now twice with major albums. Because some of the production on the original version was kind of rough too. Some people were noticing that like it wasn't fully produced properly or mastered properly, but that's also supports what Kanye was saying about how like they released the album before when he wanted it to. So but in terms of removing Chris Brown, like that's obviously, I don't know if you heard the version with Chris Brown. I think Chris Brown posted a snippet of it. Obviously Chris Brown bodying
it's Chris Brown being Brown.
Yeah, he bodied a chorus as usual, and I don't understand what Kanye's vision was of removing him. I also believe like Kanye's worked with Chris Brown before too on The Life of Pablo. I forget which song, Waves, I think.
Waves don't.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that just that comes with working with Kanye, I guess.
Got you, man. That's tough, man.
I
that's a word. That's something to live by. Don't diss someone that you're working with publicly, at least.
Yeah, but Chris Brown's not going to be too bothered by it.
I think he was pretty bothered by it.
No, I mean like it's not going to. Well, yeah, to call him a hoe, but
pretty bothered by
he can recover fine. He's got like for every one song that gets removed, he gets like 3 or more songs.
He's on that what's that Kappa Grey's Gallus remix? What, Popcorn?
Oh yeah.
Chris Brown's gonna come back with another album.
What, another like 50 track album?
Nah, the Chris Brown era is over.
You think he's not gonna come back with another album?
I think the Chris Brown era is over.
You wanna make this a bet?
Like it's
I'm
over?
joking,
What do you mean by over? You don't think he can produce high quality music anymore, or people are tired of him? Or
I think people are tired of him.
I disagree. I think if he dropped another album, he'll definitely get the clout. No? Okay, prove him wrong. Drop another album.
Right,
what do you think about Chris Brown's music these days versus when he first came in, right? Because
I mean, definitely, I like mess with his old stuff way better than the ones now. Yeah. But that's not to say that if he drops another album, we're not gonna listen to it. Do
you listen to Royalty?
Yeah, I do actually. All of the songs.
All the songs were pretty good.
Let's go to the next album.
Back to Sleep.
We're not gonna talk about this.
Yeah, Back to Sleep was a good one. No, yeah.
Yeah, well, the main critique of Chris Brown's projects is that like the songs start to sound the same when you listen to it.
Yo, he's a single bass artist. He does.
Okay, but that goes to show with all the other rappers too. Everyone's making the same sound.
Chris Brown is a singles bass artist. Like he has a hot single, but like when it comes to albums,
you don't think he can body that?
No. When was the last time he put a well together album out?
It's hard to even.
Has he ever put out a well together album?
Like he hasn't released a conceptual album because
Full Moon. Is that what it's called?
Oh, that's. Yeah, I remember that album.
That was a great album.
There was so many songs. How can you remember?
There were so many songs, but that was a great album. Like I can listen to it top to
You know
bottom.
the reason why he produces that many songs is for streaming numbers, because he has to make up for the fact that his image is ruined.
Well, what?
No, in the public sphere. Yes, it is. It's true. What are you laughing at?
No.
Yo, how do you connect those seven dots?
No, listen, no.
That's a weird thing,
I truly believe.
I mean, there's always gonna be people who still don't listen to him.
Like we've talked. I think we've talked about this before. Chris Brown, if none of that other stuff happened, obviously, he'd be probably the biggest artist in the world right now.
I agree.
So because he put hands and feet on Rihanna, just because he can't be the biggest artist in the world,
he has to work harder to get streaming numbers, because there are literally people who are not.
There's a lot of lashback.
You don't think he doesn't like black women?
I've seen that argument too. Yeah. And where is the music video
I'm not even
placement?
going to tell them they're wrong because they're right.
Yeah,
and this is
he doesn't
for Chris
like
Brown
black
listening
women.
to this. You need to do
that's
better.
one of his pitfalls.
Yeah.
He caters to black women. That's his audience.
No comments. No comments. I'm not involved.
You don't fuck with his core.
That's actually so sad, but so true. Chris Brown, I need you to do better. I mean, he's not one of my. He's the top artist.
Yo, Chris Brown, I see you right now. You're like, hey, with you, bro.
See, breezy.
That's a fact.
Well, to each their own is what I'll say to that. To each their own. But speaking of music, what else? Who else is popping out? Meek Mill apparently has an album.
Yes, Meek Mill released a new album.
I was shook.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he released the album.
That part.
Did you see the album cover? First of all,
Nope.
it was really weird. It's like, how would you? I don't even know how to describe it.
What's the album called?
Yeah, I forgot the name of that.
He's out here talking about
I did listen to it twice.
What's it called?
I forgot.
Look, was it good? Was it good?
Yo, Jeff is a word person.
Jeff.
I heard it. Listen, at least I listened to it twice.
I don't even believe him.
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't believe you listened to it.
I did.
Okay,
What's the name of it?
There was my favorite song is the one with Gigs. That one's fire. There was a song
It's called
with
Expensive Pain.
Expensive Pain. Yes.
A man that listened to the album twice, I might add.
It was good.
Were there like so many songs you couldn't remember?
There were some like skippable songs because I'm not a fan of Meek Mill singing. But when it comes
singing,
there was some auto tune. Yeah. Well,
yo, pack it up.
But there was some like typical hype like orchestra hype Meek Mill music.
It's the.
Is he talking about like? Is he on his like Meek Mandela shit? Like he's talking about like trying to save the hood.
Talking his shit?
Yeah. He's got some like songs like that where he was really just speaking to his upbringing and the community.
See, I like that Meek. I like when he talks his ish.
You think Meek kind of fell off just because of his whole back and forth with 6ix9ine? You know that because his back and forth with 6ix9ine made him look like kind of a fool.
I think he just fell off because like he just hasn't been in the public sphere. I don't know.
You think people don't believe Meek Mill's gangster no more? You think Meek gotta catch a body now?
I think Meek.
He definitely had some street bars. I remember listening to it and I was just like,
no,
I mean, he's always gonna have street bars though.
Yeah.
Like, do you believe Meek's gangster anymore?
I think he needs to not be gangster before he sees himself behind bars again.
No, I mean, do you believe he's gangster? Like, I look at Meek, I don't think he's out here.
You don't think he's out gangster no more?
Nah.
You guys on the picture of the fries and when he's in the pool?
Yeah, I remember that image.
I think that's why.
Because why? I don't know. I haven't listened to Meek in a minute. I honestly forgot about him.
Nah, he's still got some energy songs. Some
Yeah,
like
no, for
fire,
sure.
like,
Yo, the thing is, he was dropping what? He dropped like 2-3 singles back in like August, September, with like the one with Smirk and Lil Baby, and then Uzi, and then he dropped the next one by himself.
Yeah, he had some bangers.
And those things were going under the radar.
Yeah.
He dropped those, and I'm like, yo, these are kind of like some good songs, but like
Good
anybody
gems.
really.
I don't think this album has a single like his last project where they had the Spanish song. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, I know
dun,
that
dun,
song.
dun, yeah, like that one was a single, right? I don't think there's a single on this album. There was one single. I think there was the one with Lil Baby. Forget the name of the song, but it was just like it was an okay song. But in general, like in terms of radio hits, he doesn't have any. So because
people are not f***ing with Meek, man. He doesn't have any street credibility anymore.
he is on track to get 90K this week, so it's not that great.
That's a fall off. To be honest, so check this out.
Damn.
So check this out. So Meek, when he dropped that song with that album with Rico, what was it called?
Oh, dreams worth money.
No, I think, was it dream worth more than money or something?
Yeah,
something like that. It was like there was an acronym.
Yeah, it was. They also had the
It's
all eyes on.
dreams worth more than money.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Dreams were more than money. That's what had the Rico song on it. Drake.
Yeah.
He did his most commercial numbers ever because he was with Nicki. He had Drake on
Yeah.
it.
That was
I
a
think he
good
did like
one.
300K or 200K that week.
Yeah.
And then he
Back-to-back
fell off.
happened.
Yeah, and he fell off. And then I don't think he dropped the album. He was dropping like little projects here and there, but he wasn't dropping no. He dropped Wins and Losses.
Wins and Losses,
Which was like
That's
I think was a
too.
good Meek album.
Championships is a good album.
But like the thing is, check this in.
I didn't
So
finish listening to that one
he
either.
spiked at Dreams worth more than money.
Yeah.
Then he dropped it right now when he dropped Wins and Losses, and he came back up out of the jail when he had Championships.
Yep.
Right now this is where he's at right now, and this is where he's gonna stay. I think he's gonna
just
slightly decline.
Start to
Sailing
slightly go down.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah.
I think like his feel is like his energy songs, right? But people still go back to Dreams and Nightmares,
Yeah.
and that's always going to be the song that defines his career.
Yeah.
Oh.
I agree,
Yeah.
100%.
Y'all thought I was finished? All of you ready?
Don't play that around black people.
Don't do it, especially when we're all together. It's a wrap. All right, no, let's talk about something else that's a little bit more controversial. So R. Kelly was found guilty. Was it this weekend or last week? Whatever he was.
I think it was last week.
It was last week. He was found guilty of like several different things. But there were a lot of people outside protesting for him.
Yeah, there were like a bunch of women outside just
Yeah.
blasting the music, and I was like, oh, okay.
We will fight for you. Da 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 da.
Did you guys stop listening to R. Kelly after that doc drop?
I did.
Okay, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it's so hard, but I did.
Did you?
I basically wasn't really listening to before anyway, except for Trapped in the Closet. I love that whole
See,
series.
out of all the songs that R. Kelly puts on, you're talking about
that's the one that
Trapped
he's
in the Closet that
saying.
you're bumping.
Because I
And that
thought it
shit's
was
not even
funny.
hard. It's literally a story.
funny. It's a funny ass story.
Out of
Trapped
all
in the
things.
Closet is funny.
No,
Trapped in the
you're a
Closet?
liar. You know. Of all the songs.
No, I like that. I just chose that was funny. There was some other songs
That honestly doesn't make sense, you know.
nah. There's
Out of all the R. Kelly music that he puts out, Trapped in the Closet was Get You Going?
I love that. I thought it was funny.
Wow.
It was hilarious. I watched all the series. It
Bro.
took me a while to realize they all had AIDS at the end.
Yeah, that was the package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that
Yeah,
at the end.
no. I can't condone R. Kelly.
To be honest, I was bumping him even harder after that.
Really? You're bumping him
okay.
even harder after
Even
that?
harder. I was like, come on, man. My boy gotta get them
After
streams
you
up.
found out he was out here doing the things, pissing on children, girls.
To be honest, he was a.
That's what we're condoning?
I was
On YouTube? No. No,
I was
wait.
going. No cap. I was like, after that documentary went out, I was like, yo.
Oh,
let me-
after the documentary.
I was like, yeah, let me peep the music, and the music was hard, man. The music was hard.
No,
you never listen to
shut
TP?
up. The reason why I'll say there's different types of people in this world. Because after I finished watching that, I was literally in tears.
You never listened to 12
But you're
Plays.
out here bumping the tracks?
You never listened to 12 Plays.
Nah, shut up. I'm done talking to you.
You never listened to Chocolate
Nah.
Factory.
No, I had so
In the name of love.
Yeah, that shit was.
No. 100%. He had so many
You never
bangers.
listened to I'm a World Champion?
Listen,
If I Could Fly?
Listen,
Oh.
listen. He had a lot of great songs. I'm
Bump and Grind?
not denying the fact that he had a great song.
Ignitions?
Shut up.
You telling me this man got bangers?
No, he does have bangers. However,
Okay.
cannot condone what he did.
Yeah, all right.
He also wrote for Whitney Houston too. So
He
I
also
gotta
wrote
cut
for
her off?
B2K as well.
yeah. He's
Okay,
wrote
yeah,
for
I didn't
B2K.
know that.
His
So in my
musical
defense, I didn't know
impact
that.
is never going to go away. I guess.
No, it's true. But personally, I just stopped listening to R. Kelly.
You didn't even listen to Best of Both Worlds with him and the Jay-Z collab?
No,
She was fired.
I see R. Kelly and I'm automatically turned off. I don't.
So
want to
what
listen.
is the reasoning behind that?
Oh, yeah, let's get back into his
So,
his validation.
so wait. So you don't separate the artist from their personal lives or what's happened off the.
Because it's different than rap. When it comes
It's
to
true.
R&B,
It's
you can
true.
separate it.
I think I'm not gonna say like I'm perfect and I separate most of the rappers from what they do. But in regards to like just R. Kelly in general, I think specifically him and his story and like what I've been hearing, I definitely combine the two.
So.
I'm trying to think of what other artists.
I think did you genuinely listen to R. Kelly before hearing about the news?
Yeah. I did.
Okay.
Before
And
I knew like what was
Okay.
happening. I didn't even know his story of like what he was doing, this and that. what was happening in the industry. I was bumping him, listening to him.
You didn't watch no Boondock episode to kind of get you familiar with.
Nah, I didn't watch Boondock like that. I did watch it, but not like that.
They had a whole episode on it.
Really? Yeah, no, didn't watch it.
Just after a whole.
I know it's actually very bad, but yeah,
decade and a half. Like you saying, you never watched that one episode.
Nope.
Not to see not one clip.
Not one clip.
She's so cat.
Wallahi, I didn't see it. Wallahi, I didn't see it. Yeah, I know, but it's hard though to like separate the artist from their like I guess music or whatever.
You can do that with Chris Brown.
I did, and then I failed.
Did you do that with Tory?
Yeah, I didn't listen to him, but
really?
I don't think it's necessarily because of what happened. I just stopped listening to him. Listening to him.
When it comes to Tory, like he has good music, but like at the same time, I don't like how he sounds on some of his songs.
Yeah, like I didn't. He had his height, the peak, and then it kind of just.
Well, so let's just break down the whole R. Kelly thing. So all right, so R. Kelly was found guilty for what, sex trafficking, and
rape.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was a lot. There was a lot of charges.
Sex trafficking. Or we're about to get the details.
Yeah.
So sex trafficking and rape. And
I don't know if he got charged for rape.
He could be facing life in prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
After you know.
How many years has he been on trial for?
No, he's on trial. He probably maybe like a month, less than that. Yeah, trial's kind of fast. He's just been held up in like jail for since.
That's what I was
Cook County Jail since like 2019. After that, a whole documentary came out and smudged his name, and somehow
he's facing life in prison.
Yeah,
yeah.
life.
Definitely life in prison.
Yeah, it's over for him.
Thank God.
Oh my God, it's over.
Did you remember that interview he did, kind of trying to say that he was innocent?
What, Torre? And there's only one clip that's ever surfaced on the internet, and we can't find the rest of the interview.
Are you talking about R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one clip?
Yeah.
But we can't find the rest of the interview. And it aired on BET back in the early 2000s. And somehow that clip is just that one specific clip where
you think we're missing out on everything else?
I'm trying to figure out where's the whole interview. Why hasn't that whole interview surfaced?
No, that's fair.
That's just that one clip with him and Torre.
I don't know, man. I just know. Listen, if you're gonna listen to R. Kelly, do it on your dolos. But if you're gonna blast it out into the streets, don't do it.
I didn't watch the documentary, so I wasn't.
Yeah, watch it.
It was essentially just like different women coming up and sharing their stories, and like you'd hear from their parents as well about how they were like kind of coerced into like, you know.
You have to watch it to understand.
Yeah, you have to really watch it.
Yeah, so they really demonized
it was a tearjerker for sure for some people.
I didn't cry.
I know you didn't.
I didn't.
I know you were partying afterwards.
Oh my God.
Hey, yo, what?
I'm cheesed.
What?
You said you were bumping the tracks.
You said you went and bumped it harder after watching the movie.
Yeah. If you looked at the news right after, his streams went up like 300%.
Shut up.
So I was like, I'm not the only one that went to go listen to
a lot of
music.
people jump off the bridge. You're gonna go jump off the bridge too because you saw a lot of people jumping off the bridge.
Because it would be safer because there's more dead bodies for me to land on.
Boy.
Logic.
Just watch it.
The thing is though, I feel like separating the artist from their craft and stuff. I just feel like a lot of these artists do a lot of that type of stuff too. So
a lot of bad things.
Just that we might not know about it.
It's true. No, it's true.
Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the rappers that you listen to talk about, selling drugs to the community, killing people multiple times, killing women and kids.
No, I don't listen to the killing women and kids one.
No. When I see you with your mama's house, I'm gonna blow it up. All that type of stuff.
No. I guess to like when I hear things involving like rape, sexual assault, like all those type of things, that's where I draw the line.
not
So
the murder.
Not the murder.
I guess not the murder. Because
So
no. You know why? You know why? Because like I don't really believe what they're saying.
Why do you
is
not
true.
believe that?
What about TK?
Because what do you say?
TK.
TK actually kills people.
He's an idiot for that.
Like you're still bumping the race?
No, it's true. No, I'm not bumping the race no more. After
After
I found out that it's the truth, I cut it off.
So you draw the line.
What you're not finna do is have me out here on trial.
What do you draw the line at?
I draw the line on what I said.
So murder is like, you took a body.
No. I draw the line on murder too.
All right.
Yeah. On anything bad.
You better be careful. Line. You're gonna start having no artists.
No facts.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like
because even with R. Kelly, there's a lot of artists that have worked with R. Kelly. I'm not gonna like one of my favorite songs.
Should I cancel the artists that were working with R. Kelly?
Same Girl, Usher, R. Kelly.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite songs.
To be on B2K, a lot of the music was.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the B2K one. I mean,
and they probably knew because I feel like the music industry.
A lot of the industry knew. That's the sad part even more.
Even we can even bring it locally. There's like people like artists, little gatekeepers, do some weird shit.
It's true.
You know, be touching people. And ain't nobody really saying anything.
It's true.
The same way is like, until someone exposes that person, and then people go like, hey, we're not trying to fuck with that.
And that's exactly what happened in this case too.
They shut a blind eye.
Madness. Well, we need to stop shutting a blind eye.
And so is R. Kelly going under the jail? Is he gonna get hit with life with prison, or is he gonna get hit with like a measly maybe like 20 years?
I actually think he's gonna get life with all like the hype around it. I think he's gonna get life.
I think he's gonna get 26 years.
26?
I say 26.
Why specifically that number?
That's a good number. It's 25 to life, but like 26 is 26. Yeah. They're gonna give him like numerically 25. 26. Yeah.
I don't know.
So if you're an artist and you're talking about an upcoming artist, and objectively, R. Kelly was somebody who really influenced you. Are you still admitting that now? Are you still like? Are you going to completely erase his contributions to music?
No, you could definitely say it, but then it's one of those things where, oh my gosh, I used to look up to R. Kelly. I thought he was a great singer, and then this whole thing happened. Now I'm like, distraught,
but you talk about musical talent. It's like if I ever look up, say like most people like that play ball look up to Michael Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. But like you're not going to go like, yo, I looked up to Michael Jordan, but I also copied his gambling addiction. True. You know what I mean? Like you appreciate that man's talent and the art that he put out into the universe, not the lifestyle that he lived outside of that.
The addiction and like sexual assault and rape is different though. Like,
yeah, but like you don't look up. You're not gonna say, yo, I look up to R. Kelly. The way he was like, taking advantage of young girls, man. I aspire to be that.
I think what
you know
it
what I mean.
Is,
like you don't say that.
You can definitely say like you admire this person, this and that, and the third. But it's like it's hurtful to kind of find out the person you're looking up to is doing all these bad things. Because you saw them in this limelight, Yeah,
and it's also kind of hurtful when you realize that one of your favorite artists is an asshole when you meet them in person.
Exactly.
But like you still appreciate their music.
No.
Huh?
Well, I guess there's different levels. Because there's one thing about, again, being an asshole versus everything R. Kelly did. Like, that's two different levels,
Watch when you rewatch this again.
I watched it already.
No, this episode.
What episode?
This episode? What you're saying, yeah.
I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm not even, one point did I even say that I defended
not one thing crazy.
What did I say?
I get what he's saying now. You had to separate the people, but there's a certain extent. To an extent? Yeah. I get, and it can be tricky.
There's a trick. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. To each their own.
Yeah.
Because then we pick and choose too.
Yeah.
Who to forgive, who not to forgive. Yeah. Who's canceled, who's not canceled.
Exactly.
It's true. Okay.
People have biases. Like, the people who are, not to say that R. Kelly's stuff wasn't really bad at all, not bad at all, but I feel like the people who are really championing, like, never listened to R. Kelly at all, were never R. Kelly fans to begin with.
That's also true.
So
because what if Drake did this? Would you stop listening to him?
That's what I'm saying. There's personal biases. What if?
Yes.
I don't know about
for them. I don't know.
He would.
You know what I mean?
No, it's fair. It's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Will you be turning on R. Kelly when you're in your sexy lovey time?
No, there are plenty of people for that.
Just like he has his own playlist.
Not trying to listen to Pied Piper.
I'm actually.
All right. Let's bring it back home. So you guys hear about this guy named K Showtime?
Yeah, I was very confused as to who this person was until I saw a picture and I was like, oh my gosh, this kid that grew up in our neighborhood. That was pretty cool to see. Shout out to Jaden Fitch. Everybody doing big things.
So he would be he's like a basketball YouTuber, right? Is that the best way to describe him?
That's how I would
the basketball thing is kind of new. No?
Yeah, it's new. He was started off as like doing
a YouTuber,
couples.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He used to do what, sorry?
Like couple videos, like pranks, those type of things.
Those,
those ones. Exactly.
But it worked for him. Yeah. And then he did a basketball takeover, like a street ball
a tournament
video
thing.
Yeah, and it like blew up. So now he's like stuck with this.
Yeah, and I've seen him engage with there's like a huge basketball community on YouTube, like the Cash Nasty's Flight Reacts, Kenny Chow, all of them, and like a big trend in YouTube is like these one-on-ones or these pickup games. So I guess people are watching that.
It's so entertaining. Like even I catch myself watching it.
Even last year during like the same thing with the whole basketball community on YouTube. Mm-hmm. They were bigging up Flight. If you know about Flight Reacts,
what it do, Flight crew?
Yeah, Flight in June is different.
Oh my gosh, sound like my little brother. That's what he's yelling about downstairs.
Yeah,
good to know.
Like he stand up.
Yeah. So like the basketball community is pretty big, especially like the 1v1s and stuff like that. Yeah. So those are big things that you want to be a part of. But I remember seeing this guy go viral on Twitter last year. Mm-hmm. When he had like a video with
Saji
and some ex dude, and he was lip syncing it.
No way.
And then
I
he
did
went
not
on
see that.
OnlyFans with Saji.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
That's what OnlyFans was popping too.
I did not see that.
Yeah, he was lipsing it. He was gripsing it.
I didn't even know what was happening until recently when everyone's like, yeah, K Showtime basketball. That's when I first heard of it.
So this is it right now. He's I wouldn't say affiliated. Would you call that affiliated with Drake?
I mean, he's now taking pictures, getting presents, getting invited to parties. So yeah, I'd say he's affiliated
He
still.
just bigged him up, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, Drake really loves basketball. Like he's posting videos of him doing these games at his house with like Tori and like some other artists and some people. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, K Showtime played with Killy too, and he said Killy was really bad. Yeah.
Killy, the artist, the rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
Say you could take him?
Killy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on,
Why'd you say it like that?
Yo, honestly, I look at Killy like, no disrespect, but like I don't see not one athletic bone in that man's body. I do not see Killy, yo. I don't ever see Killy, yo, growing up. He was really like the man on court.
I'm actually screaming.
Yeah, I feel like Killy has a terrible jump shot.
But
too.
no
That shit
disrespect.
weird. No disrespect. Like, yeah, respectfully.
Don't start with the respectfully.
But like, no, this is a good lane to be in too. Like, we have a lot of like people who do music, and you know, it's gonna shine a big lighter,
This can't.
A bigger light?
K Showtime is gonna shine a big light on Toronto in terms of like another aspect of it, like content, like basketball stuff. But like, I was watching his video with Cam Wilder, from a man from America. Yo, they kind of bullied that man on the court. Not gonna lie,
It's intense.
Yeah,
they're pushing and
fighting.
shoving.
It gets a little too.
And the fact that he's not from here, so he doesn't have home court advantage, and like the intimidation factor type of shit. Like,
everybody
not to say they punked him, but like
they punked him.
You can't really do too much when you're not around from the ends. Like,
well, the thing about Cam is he's been doing one-on-ones with a bunch of YouTubers.
Yeah.
But this one in particular was really intense because of the environment he was
It
in.
was like everybody was there.
People were fighting.
Watching,
It's
egging him on.
Oh yeah, apparently, of course, classic Toronto. Two girls had a fight in the audience while the game was going on.
No way.
So yeah.
You know, it's intense, but like I kind of get it though. I've been in those situations too,
Where you're fighting?
Well, let me
just doing 1v1s in the hood.
No,
Yo,
the
I
pickup
would
games at the
pay
park.
to see that.
The pickup games at
No,
the park,
I would actually pay to see that.
or even in like school tournament games because I was on
Yeah.
the team. And like the thing, I'll tell you a quick story.
Let's go.
Is, like,
Story time.
So I grew up in a town where I was basically the only person of color for
Brandford.
a while. Bradford.
I was about to say, why did he just say the town's
I just
name?
wanted to emphasize that because I remember playing and people would make some racist shit, say some racist shit in the background. Even
What's
the
some of the
parents.
racist things that we said you did?
So I remember one story in particular, one game in particular. I was going for a free throw.
Say those slurs,
Somebody was in the audience. I think it was actually a parent. Somebody was yelled out, "Hiya!" Why I was going for the shot.
Did it do this?
Bro, you don't understand how cheesed I was. But then I was like, okay.
What?
Really?
What?
So I was so mad that I kind of like started playing really physical. I was shoving and I was just like...
You're in game mode.
Well, because to be honest, it's the audacity for him to do that because we were destroying them. And the coach was telling us to like cool it down, not to continue to score because of sportsmanship, right? I didn't give a fuck. I kept playing. And I was taunting the audience. I stared at them and I was glaring at them because I was like, yeah, shut up. You know what I mean? Like,
What are the racial slurs that they swear?
okay.
I can't breathe.
I'm not saying these.
No, let's go. Let's dive deep into this racism in Bradford, man.
Okay, well, they're definitely saying the
what they say.
CHINK word.
CHINK. Can you say that out loud for me, please?
Yo, why did I have to actually say that in my head? Like, H-I-N-K.
CHINK. Can you say that out for me?
I ain't saying that.
What is it?
Man,
I'm dyslexic. I can't put those words together.
boy.
Bro, don't even
Anyways, it's
intimidate
not
you.
even just the words. It's also like the squinty eyes or
Oh, shit.
get this ching chong out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that shit. Man.
Damn.
And that's why I was physical. And
From parents?
Yeah.
from parents too. They
Oh
were
my
nuts.
God.
The teachers, the parents.
You didn't page them?
I even told my coach, I'm like, how am I supposed to play when I'm hearing this? And she's like, you just gotta ignore and fight for your team. We believe in you. And I'm like, shut up, man. And as a kid. So I can blame the anger. Some games, I get really intense.
You get heated alive? Yo, when's your next basketball game? I'm coming.
Well, listen, you add that with my competitiveness, it's like I'm really.
Yo, you know what? I got this. I would like to call him an associate, an Asian associate. He grew up in a white town such as yourself. And he was racial slurs were hurled at him too. And when white people kind of say racist things to him, he just gets red and he gets really mad. And he knows
what's the point of your story?
He knows Taekwondo. What the
Taekwondo.
There we go. You know, like, is it Taekwondo? He knows martial arts. So he's skilled in martial arts, right? He told me this one story that, he ended up like paralyzing some white dude after saying some racist stuff to him.
Paralyzed.
Yeah.
Damn.
I say that to say you don't fight for yourself, man.
I do. I haven't paralyzed someone, but I definitely told what I got in trouble one time. Okay, one time I told this kid, "Shut the f up, you little stupid ass bitch!" Right in front of this person.
Yeah.
In front of this parent. Like I got in trouble, and I'm like, dude, I I remember talking to the principal. I was like, listen, they started it. They said the racial slur, and then they were trying to say like, oh, but you have to be the better person. You can't respond like that. You need to show respect and dignity. I'm like, they said a racial slur.
Yeah, that's a whole different issue in itself. Like having to be the bigger person. We could talk about that all day.
There's gonna be hella
definitely fought
beeps
for
in this
myself.
episode.
Yeah.
There's gonna be hella beeps in this episode.
Oh.
No facts.
Yeah.
No.
I used to have a swearing problem. Now I don't. So.
You don't?
Not anymore.
Now you don't.
I'm calm now. I'm out of that setting.
The revived Jeff.
Yeah,
You
zened out.
left the white towns of Bradford and
Yes.
came to the big city.
Yeah, and I became cultured and more.
He's still there though.
Well, yeah, but I don't talk to them people. Like I had to be around them in high school.
Oh,
and shit,
yeah.
Sit in the classroom settings and watch them talk about boring ass shit.
Now you get to actually choose who you hang around with.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. No, I get it.
All right. So
Right.
that was a little insight to Jess racist upbringing.
Let's talk about what's happening in Canada.
Yes. So this is the first time I ever heard this. Like first ever Truth and Reconciliation Day.
Reconciliation.
Wow, I'm surprised you said that.
Reconciliation. I was very proud.
Wait,
you said it right.
say that word again.
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation. Okay, I got it too.
All right. So now that we are able to judge my my reading
you
comprehension.
did it good. You did it good.
All right. Now that was the first time I heard about that.
Yeah,
as a public
so
holiday
it's a
or
day
federal
to
holiday.
obviously acknowledge the indigenous community, and people are wearing orange.
Orange shirt day. That was a thing though before. Like
Yeah,
orange shirt day.
So Orange Shirt Day and Truth and Reconciliation.
Reconciliation. It kind of goes hand in hand. I think what Orange Shirt Day was kind of just to recognize and acknowledge the issues that Indigenous people face within our society. And then to have the whole holiday, Truth and Reconciliation, is to acknowledge the fact that they're going through what they're going through. And it's, I guess, to
So
have.
I've ever seen something that's like, yo, white people do everything but like help the people that they're putting down.
You know what's really interesting? It's so
No,
true.
but why is that a bar?
It's so true.
But why is that a bar?
You know how much money?
Your people suffering. Here's a holiday.
Yeah. But even to get the holiday, wasn't there like a fight for it?
Yo,
Like,
funny enough,
there was issues to get it.
The same government that put the people through that type of hardship were the people that got the benefit from the holiday.
Yeah, it's really funny because
Exactly, no facts.
there's so much promotion over this. For example, if you went to Walmart that day,
I
everyone's
saw
wearing
the
orange
shirts.
The amount of money they probably spent on the
Yeah.
shirts instead of like
Yeah.
directly.
Yeah.
And every company had an orange logo.
Yeah.
on
Tim
Instagram.
Hortons got the orange
Yeah.
donuts. I saw the advertisement.
The
for that.
NBA came through too.
Yep.
Yeah, they had all their players in that T-shirt.
Yeah.
Now, I believe the orange has some symbolism.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Do you know?
No.
This woman named Phyllis, she survived residential schools, and I think she was wearing an orange shirt when she first went, and then they took it away from her and never gave it back to her. And so it just symbolizes they took away my dignity and
Culture.
yeah, whatever.
No,
it
for
is.
sure.
Yeah.
That's cool, but it shouldn't be just a day. First of all, there should be actual solutions to what's going on right now. I don't really think the people in the indigenous communities who don't even have drinking water
Or
are
proper
really hyped about this.
vaccines. Because they're giving them expired
they're out
vaccines.
here giving them expired vaccines.
Oh, yeah.
Like what? And then on top of that, a lot of people are coming for Justin Trudeau because he was out vacationing that day.
Yeah,
But then-
about that.
Yeah.
But like,
You're about to say, no, let me
What
be
was he
Apollo.
supposed to
What was he
do?
supposed to do?
Well,
No.
the rest of the politicians were at some meeting or something
Yeah.
talking about the day, doing something in relation to the
so
day.
either you could have been on vacation,
But I think
or you could have been in the room.
either way, he
not
was going to
helping
catch
him at all.
fire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I kind of agree a little bit because I feel like he's screwed either way. If he did go to those things, people are going to be like, "Oh, this
You're
is a
just
PR
here for show
stunt."
face.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
Now, obviously, there's critiques of him going on vacation.
I feel like what he can do in order to just bring truth or awareness to Indigenous issues is to literally make the changes that the people want him to do. Like with the whole pipeline issue, reserves are still not having clean water, food. You know the food prices? Mm-hmm. That is crazy. World. Bananas should not cost that much. I'll tell you that much. Mm-hmm. So just things like that should be changed.
Genuine care, because this guy has always talked.
Genuine care.
Like, I keep saying it all the time. He has always been talking about how he cares about the Indigenous.
He's lying.
He's clearly lying.
It's kind of like how we say the, you know, the land acknowledgements. A lot of people say that's also hypocritical too, because it's like, we're saying the land acknowledgements, but do we even know what that means? We're just reading from a sheet of paper most times.
Yeah, so, facts.
The thing about, and I've said this before, but like the Indigenous, they are still in their tradition and cultures very grateful for the land. They have a special relationship with the land, where like even despite getting their land taken away from, they still say the land does belong to them as well, just as much as us. So they still have that special relationship, and we're still like just disrespecting
being
their
ignorant.
culture. Yeah,
it's true.
I remember I was doing some MC stuff, and then it's like they gave me a little paper, and I'm supposed to read like
the land acknowledgement, right?
Yeah, you know, wherever part of Ontario you're at, you just say, you know, the Anishinaabe, the Métis, the credits of the Mississauga.
Iroquois.
Yeah, it's true.
The Mohawks or something.
And
like
more times we don't even know what that means, because it's a whole. I've read a page one time, like it was a whole page. I'm like, I have no idea what this means.
Yeah, me neither. And I that's, to be honest, that's new to me. After I graduated from high school and I started going to university,
that's exactly.
And
when
I started seeing, you know, the world. I was like, hey, what is this?
Yeah.
You know, I'm only familiar with, like, you know, I went to Catholic school, so I was only familiar with, like, you know, the prayer.
Yeah, their side of the story.
My high school was doing land acknowledgements in like 2018.
Really?
You went to a public school?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your high school?
I went to a Catholic school.
In 2018.
Was our high school doing that?
I went to a Catholic school. I mean, I guess it
Before O Canada.
Oh,
Canada?
word?
Wow.
Now I'm trying to remember if we did that.
Also, that's kind of disrespect, don't you think? It's like, yo, we want to acknowledge the ground, and then we're going to sing
Oh my gosh, yes. No.
That's a slight. They're slighting you, man.
Your school your old school needs to do better.
I guess they thought they were woke. Yeah.
Even with O Canada though, didn't they change like a lyric?
Yeah.
Like a word? I don't remember. But they changed the word to try to make it more inclusive,
Inclusive,
right?
Yeah. I forget the...
Yeah, do you think inclusivity is killing us as a society?
To try to get inclusivity?
No, I think inclusivity. Do you think that's killing us as a society?
The lack thereof inclusivity is killing society. I think that.
You think the lack of inclusivity is killing?
Lack of inclusivity.
No. He's saying inclusivity. Period.
Yeah. Do you think everyone belongs in everywhere?
No. I had to really think about that one. No, because you be saying some dumb shit.
I be saying dumb shit, but it makes sense though.
I think it depends on what we're talking about in regards to inclusivity as a whole.
Yeah, I agree with that exactly.
Yo, these guys. Why do I talk to you guys?
Wait, Apollo, explain what you're asking again.
What do you?
So they get it.
I'm saying, when I asked, like, do you think inclusivity is killing us as a society? I'm saying, like, everything that we're doing moving forward, we're trying to include all people to be a part of it. And
so, for example, putting like more LGBTQ plus people in,
like, there should always be some sort of representation within every.
But in real life, there's like, you're not including everybody in your real life, and I think if you try to do that in arts and stuff like that, it's not representative of like entire real life.
What do you mean?
Like, what art is supposed to be a reflection of life, right?
Yeah.
Representation of life, and certain times those reflection of life is certain specific to some groups of.
But
life.
art is so broad.
Yeah, but it's also specific as well.
Yeah, it's not like we're saying, oh, you get up and go rap some bars because we need inclusion within the rap industry. Like, is that what you mean?
I feel like that's what record labels are gonna do.
I mean, but that's also like when people say, oh, we're not hiring this black person because that white person is more suited for it. There, you can find a black person that's also suited for the job.
But like, I think you're veering off of what I was trying to say.
No, I think I'm right on. I
think you're veering off.
I think I'm right on track.
No, because I'm just saying, like, we're living in a society where it's like, yo, we got to include everybody. Everyone got to feel included.
You're saying it shouldn't be 100%. Like, we shouldn't always strive for 100%?
Well, he's saying that, like, people just do what they want to do. We don't need to go out of our way
to like force people to go into those roles. Yeah, no, I agree.
You don't have to, like, you walk into certain, you know, well,
establishments. Not
establishment, but like certain like people.
Yeah.
And they try to include this. They try to like make a vouch or try to make like a case to include all what's going on. But sometimes, we're humans. We take pride in being exclusive. You know, not having certain people in certain parties and certain activities
that's fair.
and groups and
Some gatekeeping is allowed.
Exactly.
Yeah, because when I'm having my African parties, it's primarily just African
and
people
when a
there.
white woman pulls in there with a dashiki, you look at her crazy, right?
Why? It's the No, I don't do all of that. No, but I do kind of understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But
like inclusion is good, but like don't force it.
Yeah, it shouldn't be forced.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be forced. I agree with that. You agree with that?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think there should be distinctions about your own culture, heritage. So
Everyone's
too much blending.
different.
Yeah, I agree.
No force. Okay.
But it's okay to exclude people who don't take the vax.
Is it okay? Because these
All right,
vaccine
so-
passports, people are working overtime. Because
So yeah, let's talk. So I guess it's really specific. I got a friend that lives in like California, Nevada, like back and forth. And I was telling them about the situation that's happening here in Ontario. Or to be honest, it's going all across Canada. But I live in Ontario. And I'm telling like, yo, they kind of really excluding people who don't have like vaccines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you got to walk into certain places. You got to like produce your, medical records and say that you're
An ID.
vaccinated and stuff like that. He's like, yo, America, they don't even ask you for stuff like that. Like certain airlines might ask you, but like it's not that crazy. I'm like, damn, America's kind of like
America's
kinda
not a
lit.
real place.
Didn't like the governor of Florida or
Like, I guess each state
It's
and
also
just-
different, right?
Yeah.
and just
One
like
of-
each province over here has its own sovereignty, so we're able to like.
Yeah,
have
no,
our
I'm saying
own-
one of the governors like banned vaccine passports. Like if a business asked you
Yeah.
to have one,
my
like
God.
yeah, you can leave banned.
Wow.
I
That's
think
different.
It's either Florida or Texas, can't remember. But
Yeah, so I'm
Florida.
saying like, so he lives in like California, like Nevada.
Correct.
So he's telling me like not have to do stuff like that, and I'm telling him, yo, imagine going to a Chick-fil-A and then.
That's exactly what happens though when you
Yeah.
do go to the Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you got to go to a Chick-fil-A. You're trying to get some chicken and sit down. And it's like, yo, before you sit down, can I see your vaccine passport?
and your ID.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
your ID. Or even they'll wait until you sit down, eat a few bites, and then say, excuse me, sir, do you have your...
Exactly. So I'm like, I'm telling him that. He's like, yo, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know he was like that. But I say that to say this, like, the world that we're in is kind of like real excluding people. And even it's coming down to even the stuff that we put on the internet in terms of YouTube and like anti-vax, which I feel like is a whole different group of people. I feel like anti-vax people are different than people who just don't want to get the vaccine. I really don't want it.
Yeah, I think in
Yeah,
the last year, the
that's true.
media
Like
changed
the
the definition of anti-vax
Yeah.
because before anti-vax was people who don't take vaccines, period.
Yeah.
But now it's like if you don't take the COVID vaccine, you're
Yeah.
anti-vax. So, yeah.
Facts.
Which before, yeah. Well, before, to be honest, I want to be honest here. I want to be frank with you guys.
Okay.
Be vulnerable.
Before this whole pandemic hit, right? I remember there was like a small group of people who were saying that they're anti-vax. Like, they don't want none of their kids to get any of the vaccines that were.
Talked to someone about this the other day.
I say
Yeah.
small because I only heard. A handful
Yeah,
of people.
but in journalism school, I don't know if you experienced this, Katie. Like we had like whole talks about it because in the media, like they would compare anti-vax people to like flat earthers, like because like
Nah, this
they're
is when I
like
was done school.
yeah, they're like don't give them a voice period in any story, but
Yeah.
like it was not like so we were kind of like arguing with whether it was ethical
I was
because
about to
there's like
say.
hella anti-vax like communities in Canada.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Should we give
So,
them a
but it was
vax
actually
to
pretty
speak?
popular, but we didn't talk about them.
Yeah.
But a lot of those anti-vax say like, yo, if you give your kids the anti-vax, like the vaccines before the COVID one, like they'll have some type of like, Down syndrome, autism, stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like at the time when they were saying stuff, I'm like, yo, these guys are kind of wild, man. I don't know but at the time, this is coming from someone that, I had gotten my whatever, and then I've never got any of the stuff that I've gotten, vaccine for.
Well, like the vaccines that we used to take as kids or
Yeah,
whatever?
all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So me, I was thinking like, yo, that's kind of wild, bro. Like, why you doing all that? But at the same time, the world wasn't against them.
No.
They weren't able. They were.
You took it because you had to take it or you couldn't go to school.
Or you just didn't take it at all, and
Yeah.
you home taught your children.
Yeah.
And right, but the thing is, society was in a different point at that time where like even if I would not know you.
You didn't take it
Your
or
parents,
did take it.
your parents didn't make you take any type of
That's
vaccine.
true.
We're inside the same restaurants.
Yeah.
Shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, still
chilling.
playing sports.
Exactly. And to be honest, I rather that. But I said that to say this, man. What is going on in the world?
For real though. For real.
Yeah, no,
It's crazy.
It's actually madness.
Yeah.
Fuck is going on in the world?
Do you agree with this whole vaccine passport?
Oh, we're still talking about.
Yeah, we're still
we've been
talking about
it.
this.
Well,
for
we're
like
talking
about it.
We're supposed to be talking about
My
YouTube.
stance is already
talking about
the
it
same.
all time.
My
bro.
stance is still the
It's
same.
still the same?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we should
All
do the
time.
vaccine passport,
Yeah.
but let's talk about the basketball player
Misinformation.
then. Yeah.
Misinformation. Yeah.
I know we talked about Wiggins the last week.
And there's an update to Wiggins. Wiggins has taken the shot now. Just today, and I believe part of that maybe because he would have to forfeit so much of his contract.
For sure.
And he's getting paid a lot of money.
And that's so weird too. Like,
So they found a
imagine-
loophole in his contract or something?
What loophole is there to say
don't
that you
know.
don't want to get
Well,
the vaccine?
you get paid by the game.
Yeah.
And the rules in California, San Francisco permit that you must take the vaccine to play.
Has
home
that
games.
always been there though, or did they like change it recently?
California is seen as a more progressive state, so they have.
that means that they just put that in.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
so
just
that
say
means that shit was like, hey, yep.
Oh, okay.
So,
can
as
just
if
make
you are an
rules.
NBA team, I mean, if you're the owner of the Golden State Warriors, that's the team he plays for.
Yeah.
That means your player, who is an important part of the team, cannot play home games.
Yeah.
Half of his games. So that was a huge issue because does that player become playable for the team? Is he worth a roster spot? Could we get rid of him so we can get someone else?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things that were talked about in that situation, and I guess Wiggins, with a lot of pressure from everyone, from the NBA people. Even though players like LeBron James and other players have said, like, it's your body, your choice. I've chosen to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Yo, I think the fact that more celebrities keep on coming out
That's
and
what
saying that
Shaq
they're
was
taking
saying.
it, yo,
Yeah.
bro, please shut the up. Like, stop. Like, you are the reason why it keeps on getting worse. It's like when when LeBron does it, like, he's trying to be so PC, but the best thing he could have said was just shut the up, man.
And just take it?
Because like because even Shaq came out and said
Yes,
some shit.
yeah.
Yo, shut the up.
I mean,
like
it was peaceful.
The best thing to do is not to say anything, because when you contribute more to it, we're getting to this.
The media is asking them the questions. So the
Yeah.
NBA is starting up.
It's because, hey, bro, I just rather not answer.
But it's a trending top story right now because there are players right now who currently can't play.
But this is unprecedented time. Why would you have an opinion on it? It's like, hey, bro, I've never seen this before. Keep it pushing.
But there's opinions on both. Like, it's problematic both sides. People are saying, "Oh, hurry up and go take the vaccine. Now you're forcing me to take it," and versus others are saying, "Why are you taking the vaccine? Like, you shouldn't be taking it."
Some people think that those players have an obligation to speak up because they're role models, right?
I do not look up to Shaq.
Yeah, you might.
Not one thing Shaq has ever done inspired me in my life.
Well, hold on. He's done some inspiring things. Hold on.
I don't even care if this man said, yo, I chopped up whatever.
He has those Shaq shoes that have.
Yo, them Shaq shoes ass. And he got them from Payless.
No,
Them shit wasn't drip.
Listen, those were
Yo, when you-
affordable
yo, yo,
Is that
shoes.
store still
We made
exists?
so much money off that.
most definitely, when you had them Shaq shoes, you were considered broke, my boy. Facts.
Nah, it's
Not
facts.
you.
Facts.
Did you have Shaq
It's true.
shoes?
No, I didn't, but it's affordable shoes for people who can't, you know.
Yo, even them LeBron sneakers is ass too, man.
Okay, now you're taking it too far.
Them shit, yo, you know the worst thing ever is seeing LeBron sneakers in the club, man. Yo, them shit's tough, bro.
I agree with that too. You can't be wearing those type of shoes at the club. But
Yo.
for ball, you want the flashy shoes.
Man, them shit's ass, man.
Nah. No, but Shaq is definitely inspiring. He's somebody who
I don't think athletes should have a take on anything.
Yes.
They need to play sports and shut up.
Brittany Renner, yo, Brittany
Shut up and play.
Yo.
Nah.
Brittany
I
Renner
disagree
really
with that.
Brittany
LeBron's
Renner-
always talking about politics. Be quiet. Like,
Yes.
literally shut up.
No, I disagree.
No,
with
yeah,
that.
I disagree with the whole just shut up and play. Because then when we talk about like racial issues or whatever else is happening in society, we expect them to speak. Well, some people would expect
Some
them to do that.
some people do not go to the news to listen to their news. They need another outlet to be at least get them into the conversation. I know there are people who have watched ESPN and been like, "Oh, now I'm sort of aware of what's going on in the world because my favorite player, my idol, is talking about it." And you might think it's silly, but for some people, that is true. To them.
But the thing is, though, a lot of those athletes are paid by like brand sponsorships and stuff
Yeah.
like that to
For
do
sure.
certain things. You know, LeBron would never speak out on the injustice going on in China. You know why? Because a lot of his money.
In where?
Yeah, I agree.
So shut the up,
You said
LeBron.
China?
Yeah.
No, I agree with that too.
Yeah,
I actually
that's what I'm
100%.
saying.
Yeah, fuck
That's what I'm
LeBron.
I didn't know
saying.
he was
I don't
doing
want
that.
these guys to talk.
No, that is true. That
I'm
is
saying,
true.
that's
Saying
what I'm
that's a
saying. None of the
brand
NBA guys are
endorsement.
going to come out talk about none of the injustice in China because they get paid a lot from the
And
Chinese.
it's also one thing for them to come out and talk about it, but like you're saying, they're getting inspired. So like the person doesn't have a chance to think for themselves. It's just like, okay, LeBron thinks this, so I think this.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna
That-
do
that's when it can
Is
be
that
problematic.
his fault or is that the person?
It's his fault. Shut up. He's not educated. Like,
No.
like go play sports.
I don't think it's necessarily his fault. Like,
I think it's those who choose to
or to
But
really.
That's why you shouldn't say anything. Period.
Because he wants to. He's
Come
the
on,
freedom
stop
of speech.
I mean, I was gonna say,
it.
then we're gonna go back to the arguing freedom of speech. Who
yeah,
can speak, who
that's
can't
he's allowed
speak.
to speak his piece.
We don't want to hear it.
Well, you don't want to hear it, but there are people who do, and people who are inspired. Like, for example, there's a reason why a guy like LeBron James is seen as an idol, because he does his off the court stuff. For example, his private school that's helping so many people, so many kids.
I Promise,
the I Promise school. Like,
Okay, that's nice.
That's great. Yeah.
No,
that's
but-
different though.
Yeah.
But why is there a problem with him just speaking his political
Why you
views, or
gotta talk?
even he's also campaigned for like Hillary Clinton, for example. He's been
Hillary Clinton is terrible.
I'm not saying
Jeff, you're not helping. You're not helping.
I'm just saying.
No,
You
I-
think
okay.
I'm just
you think
saying,
these politicians aren't in their DMs like asking them to say these things? Why was Cardi B talking to Bernie Sanders? Like, there's no
I'm saying,
correlation.
One plus one is
for-
not. Yeah.
I'm for more involvement in the conversations of what's going on today, and if it takes like entertainers to do that, then so be it.
A lot of the entertainers aren't even educated on the topic.
Exactly.
They're PR agents, just like, hey, say this in the morning, and they say
of
it.
the individual to be like, okay, I'm not going to take
To pick
everything.
up, okay,
for
but then
face
but then
value.
that also goes back to like watching the news or like other people.
everything.
So
Like,
exactly.
it goes with
Like,
everything.
oh, this I heard this person say
But the
this. so I'm gonna
news
believe it.
has some like they have to hold a certain type of like. I guess like
Yes and no,
like,
though.
remember
we,
that?
we know this
to a certain extent.
So
But
are
you
you
can't compare them to Cardi B. Like,
Are
No,
you insinuating
for
that
sure.
the entertainers can't be as educated as any of these other people?
I'm saying most of them aren't.
Yeah, that's
It's
right.
just the truth.
Like remember that classic Dave Chappelle line.
What?
You know, who the cares what Ja Rule has to think about the fucking topic? Like, who the cares, man?
I think here's the thing: entertainers care about their legacies. People look at the disdain of no, it's true. It's true.
What,
They
they
have
being
legacy.
fed up?
LeBron,
Watch, you're gonna see
Let's talk about
6ix9ine
Michael Jordan, for
soon.
example.
6ix9ine
Michael
talking about
Jordan
politics.
is critiqued because he didn't have a strong stance for his community. He was, I think, he had a famous line saying like Republicans buy his shoes too, and that's his.
That's what Michael
stance.
Jordan said.
That's what Michael. Yeah,
Michael Jordan wasn't trying to talk too much.
But that's the point. That's what I'm saying.
That's
That's
why people appreciate Michael Jordan, because he wasn't trying to do all the extra stuff.
No, there was backlash. Well, I know like
He was backlash because
Hey,
he
no.
wasn't speaking.
Yeah,
up. And you know
exactly,
what?
exactly.
Right now, Michael
But
Jordan
then it's like you're never gonna find
the greatest
peace.
athlete in the world.
The reason why they talk about the politics, because think about it this way: they're playing basketball for a living, and then they hear the news like something tragic has happened, whether it's a killing or something, right? And you're expecting them to continue the next day and not comment on it at all and continue as if it never
To be
happened.
honest, I swear Michael Jordan never went to the White House after he won his championships. You know,
Hold on, let me
double
just
check that. Double check
Yes,
that. I don't think.
Actually,
but
don't
let me
know.
explain
But
what I'm
Jeff,
trying
the
to-
only reason our generation thinks like you do is because we have social media. If we didn't have social media,
Facts.
do you think
It would
they
just
would
be
be
the
going
news.
on the news? No.
Yeah.
It's only because we feel like we have a personal connection to them because our society like thinks we know everyone because of socials. So it's only our generational perspective.
But then it goes back to like, should we always just listen to what the news says? Is that the only source of information that
No,
we
of
should
course
rely
not.
on?
I think it's wrong to have other people part of the conversation and just promote the conversation, period. There are
I
people
agree.
who are not going to be part of that conversation without those outlets.
Other people, I agree, but entertainers and sports people, no.
Well, they
Like,
shouldn't be the number one source, but
They are the
But they
number
are.
one source
So
for
you're
a lot
saying,
of
like,
people.
That's why they get them.
Politicians.
That's why Megan Thee Stallion is talking to politicians. That's why, because they know they're gonna get the younger
viewers,
kids.
younger-
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Why is Megan Thee Stallion talking to politicians? Yeah, I know that she's currently in school, but like, is she in school for poli sci?
I gotta be poli-sci.
Like,
Listen, she getting her paper, whatever.
saying, like-
we gotta allow that.
they can't express their thoughts. Is that what you're trying to
Did
say?
Michael Jordan ever go to the White House
White
after
House.
he
Yeah,
won his
White House,
championship
yeah.
games? Yeah.
I don't think he did. I don't think he touched that. He wasn't
I
trying to
actually
do all
don't
the
remember.
extra
No,
stuff.
I wouldn't even be
As
shocked.
an athlete like you, he inspired people on the court.
When it came to like politics, he was very lax. Like
Exactly.
he never really spoke about.
I feel like
Yeah, he skipped the White House.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm not surprised.
And
Well-
LeBron out here showing cheesing with Obama and all that.
yeah, but then he's not.
Cheesing.
But then he's not going to Donald Trump when.
Because you know he's playing the what's it called? What's that term called? Identity politics. That's why.
I think Candace Owens did or she called out LeBron. She's
Yeah.
like, why is this idiot talking about?
Yeah, just shut up and play ball or some shit. Or dribble.
what I
shut up and
said.
dribble.
No,
That's where I
Laura
got it.
Ingraham of Fox News. I remember that clip 100%.
You know what I mean?
And Candace too. She
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
and Cardi B. She got in beef with Cardi for the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Cardi,
Crazy.
but like Cardi does.
Cardi gonna do what Cardi does. No, don't look at me.
For real though, like, yeah, not one person was like, "Yo, that makes a good amount of sense for Cardi B to be talking to Bernie Sanders." Why the f*** are you talking to Bernie Sanders? Why are you on IG Live doing all of this extra stuff? Like, why were you on? Why? Yes.
It's to bring the new audience, bring new people. I just don't understand.
To be honest,
y'all are giving him a headache.
I want to see data for the amount of people that were on Cardi B's live versus how many people actually showed up to the polls and voted.
Yeah.
I want to see some
me
data.
that.
Like, some actually
Well, that's very hard to track. First
And
of
those
all.
people are going to go and Google more information. No,
Yeah.
they're going to say, oh, Cardi B
Oh,
said this.
why are you assuming that? Why are you assuming that they aren't Googling
wanna
and
see
trying to figure
that-
things
no,
out?
but
So
that-
if you're like, for example, let's take Cardi B for example. You are a Cardi B fan. You're a younger person. You're not really involved in politics and that much. Then you see an IG live with Bernie, and you're just watching first because you see Cardi on live, and then you're listening to the points that Bernie's making. Here are some policies.
They don't make any points in those videos.
It's just conversation.
It's
like
just-
literally,
At least,
yeah.
okay, even if it's not policies, it's just a general conversation. Like, here are some of the main issues that are going on. People don't even have that.
I don't even think they are taking that in. They're like, oh, she's on thing with Bernie. Now I support Bernie. Like, it's like, I do what Cardi does
Well,
type of
then-
vibe.
But fans will always be fans.
That's dumb. That's on the individual themselves to choose to do that, not the responsibility of the. I feel like them speaking their political views is just their views personally, right? So they're just saying like, listen, I support Bernie because he's blah 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 blah, right? And he's not saying that you should be a Bernie supporter just like me. I'm just having a conversation. I'm trying to learn myself.
But they're saying I support Bernie because low-key Bernie paid them, but they're just saying they support him. Like, they don't actually. I doubt
And why
a lot
did
of
Bernie
these.
win if all these people support him? Like, why didn't he get that far? He did not get that far.
Well, because there's still a huge middle-aged white group
Yeah,
in
it's
the
giving like
United
the
States.
NDP
Actually
here.
vote though.
Like,
the people who
yeah.
actually vote, yeah.
But okay, but
People that actually vote.
That brings up
People
a
that
perfect
actually
point.
vote.
That brings up
That means the
perfect point.
conversion rate for that.
Hold on, no, that brings a perfect point. Because the conversation about politics should incentivize more youth to vote. Maybe not at
Yo,
the levels that
Jackie's
we're.
out here dancing on TikTok.
Well,
What's the
we're just
conversion
talking
rate?
about
It's
like.
the start. It's the start.
But it's not always about voting, Jeff. A lot of the times it's just like, oh, they just comment on a political situation and like give their opinion. Like, voting is one thing, yeah, but like some other situations
Actual
just like
political views.
Yeah, like there's no reason for them to be talking about it on when they have 50 million followers of people. Like, just shut
I
up.
think it really
Talk about it to your
depends.
wife. Like,
Yeah.
I disagree with censorship of these players to just talk about what they are.
Clearly, there's no
passionate about.
censorship because they're able to talk
no,
with their
there's
own
no.
views.
Hold on, because there are players, for example, who have their own podcast and they comment on a lot of things.
Are you talking about who wants to smoke with Matt Barnes and what's his name?
There's that.
Five?
I'm thinking about JJ Redick. There's so many different NBA players who have their own podcasts and
The
talk.
guys are dumbasses.
nah.
Guys are literally
So then
dumbasses.
where do you draw
That's
the
what I
line
mean.
then?
But that's a matter if you think they're dumbass or not.
They
They're just
are.
spewing their.
They literally are.
They're just spewing their own things, and people are watching them for their
To
own reasons.
millions of
And then
people.
they get to pick and
Putting the
choose what to
responsibility on
relate
them.
to.
I'm putting the responsibility on the
And
individual.
so, and it brings us back to our YouTube thing in terms of like anti-vax information, and we could just go talk about misinformation in general.
Yeah.
You're getting information from a dumbass.
Literally, like some Johnny in his basement who was
Fuck,
on
man.
Reddit for too long, and he's
Yeah.
having a schizo episode.
Yo, some of these
Like,
guys be like zoning out on YouTube and then come through with the misinformation and just spew that out to millions of people.
I don't think what they're doing is harming people.
I think it is.
No, I don't think so.
Misinformation can be harming.
No,
though.
I'm not talking about the misinformation. I'm just talking about conversations.
I
in
think
general about
partisan
politics.
information is harmful. That's partisan information is harmful. That's my take. So, and
I
they all
agree.
have an agenda, and we all know this.
Yes.
So let's just.
Is LeBron
Let's
ever
just
going to
talk
speak out
about-
on the injustice happening in China?
No, he's not. And I agree
Because
with
his
that.
pockets is lined, man.
I agree. I
His
agree.
pockets is
No,
lined.
that part I agree because of the fact that he even said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, and then he capped on that. I was mad about
Exactly.
it. I was mad about that. I was following the whole NBA.
Money's the motivator.
Yeah, I was disappointed on LeBron.
Unfortunately, true. Well, speaking of money, y'all hear the U.S. is bankrupt.
Yeah,
They broke.
I have heard about that. What
They
did you-
broke. I don't think they're broke. It's like the
apparently
idea of
October
countries-
18th, they're done.
Sorry.
Well,
No.
it looks like
not
Joe Biden
not another Great Depression.
Recently, out from what the article was reading, Joe Biden recently signed a bill to avoid a shutdown, a government
Yeah.
shutdown. Basically, what's going on essentially is that there are bills that are being.
Why are you laughing? No, go back. What's the joke?
Yeah, what's
Share.
the joke, please?
Bro, it's supposed to be the recession all over.
No,
Yeah.
it's not funny. But yeah, that's exactly what it was looking like.
Well, right now,
No.
Essentially, there is huge. I mean, as usual,
about to come
issues
with the third
between the
album.
two parties, the Democrats and the Republicans. The Republicans are blocking bills, whether it's the bills for vaccine layout or infrastructure. I believe there's over $1 billion infrastructure bill that's supposed to be put in place, but being blocked by the Republicans. Things like that. It's a bunch of, at the end of the day, petty shit. And they were kind of trying to vote for a bill to raise the debt kind of limit. So
if we can choose to raise the debt limit.
Yeah. So then they can spend more money.
It's kind of like when you have a credit card and you max out at 500 and it's like, hey, let me put like this
to 1,000.
Put this on 1,500.
Oh.
Yeah.
Listen, the whole idea of countries going bankrupt or broke don't make sense to me.
To be honest, the whole idea of countries being in debt, I'm trying to figure out who are they in debt to. What do we can get? Why? How is there like a $3 billion,
Like who's really gonna check us?
Well, let's talk about if we were talking specifically U.S. I know
especially
a lot of
the U.S.
America, most of their funding is going toward the military.
Yeah.
And how much they're spending.
But that military is getting back that money in the oil.
I don't understand why a
blood,
country
baby.
like America is like 3 times the size of the army of the second best country. Like it doesn't make sense. I don't remember the list per se, but I know that like I believe India's up there, China's up there.
So it's either
the
India or China.
United Kingdom's up there, but like in general, why is the U.S. spending so much money on the military when they should be fixing damn roads, infrastructure?
That has been a long-going issue.
I was watching.
Like, to be honest, the roads are only bad in the hood.
True.
That's a whole different
That's a
issue
different topic in general.
Like, I'm like, that's another problem.
Let's keep this real. Like,
that is another problem.
That's true.
That is another problem.
Yeah. I was going to also say, like, for example, I was watching something about infrastructure and transit in the United States and how brutal, for example, the New York subways, the tunnels have not been like, they need like to be destroyed and rebuilt.
They even just started washing it because of COVID.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, before 2019 when I was over there for you, New York is dirty.
Yeah, it's dirty as hell.
When I saw that, I was like, why are you guys just cleaning it now? Because of COVID?
But the thing is, people knew New York was dirty. People would go to New York and got that stench to it.
Yeah. It stinks. It actually stinks. Yeah, Times Square.
But
I've never been and I've heard all the stories.
They're known for that. They're known for that.
Yeah, but everybody still wants to go to New York.
Think about it. Your whole city's known for just being stinky.
Yeah, and rats.
And you just see rats.
Yeah,
Yeah, rats everywhere.
That is not okay.
Yo, they're known for the rats.
Fat
too.
rats.
No, like that should not be normal.
They're known for the rats too.
Like all the big, and those are huge rats.
Before COVID, that was their trademark: stinky New York and rats and Tim boots, man.
Tim boots. Oh God.
It was a big apple,
Times
a big
Square,
rotten
that's it.
apple, man.
Yeah,
They're known for that. They did not care until COVID hit.
it's a no for me.
How do we start talking about that?
Well, I would just talk about infrastructure and the transit, New York, for example. But in general, just like they need to.
The states.
I always question where they put their funding to, because they could put that in so many different spaces. Again, I'm for transit because I think transit helps people of color, helps those marginalized communities get to work. And you talk to a lot of these people, their biggest problem is spending hours to get to work. Even the transit layout. I was watching something about how the subways connect from like the inner city to their boroughs. There was one person they were talking to. They said that they had to get a car because to get from one neighborhood to the next neighborhood beside them, they actually have to go all the way to take transit. They have to take transit all the way downtown, then go all the way back up to that.
You talking about New York specifically?
Yeah, New York and New Jersey. Yeah, I was watching about
a little
that.
different though.
But just in general, that just speaks to a lot of the transit problems in the United States. There's so many different projects. I was watching the Patriot Act and they were breaking that down.
Yeah, no, it's a no for me.
And that's what. It's sad because they could invest in other places of the country, in the world. They have high-speed trains that could take you from one side of the country to the other.
You're talking about China or Japan?
Well, Japan is one of those countries. China too. That's just the fact that they have the technology to do that shit, and they're
living in the future.
And meanwhile, places like Canada, U.S., we have these old-ass trains with the freaking coal and shit.
Yeah, the only new train was the yellow line, like the line number 1. The rest of the trains are all bruck up.
Oh yeah, and then even
they extended it. They extended it.
Yeah.
And then even the
also, it's like it looks like you. And
it's actually so helpful though, especially for myself. Very helpful. That was a good investment.
Yeah, but they could do so much more.
I agree.
With the extension?
No, not even the extensions. Like when you get on the green line, it's just the old trains. Like why are those still a thing? Why not use the new trains for it?
I think Line 3's got like an LRT. Is it the Scarborough one? I think so.
Even that train is disgusting too.
It's disgusting. Yeah. And then like even the Eglinton LRT, I drive here all the time, and I pass by that damn Eglinton Street, man.
That will always be busy.
It is
Yeah.
just
So the
I don't know what to say to
conspiracy is they're making the construction a lot longer, so it runs out the black businesses, so they can.
That's what they're saying.
I'm saying conspiracy. The conspiracy is to make the construction on that road go a lot longer, so it runs out all out of black businesses and the minority businesses.
Yep.
So they're able to close down, fix up shop,
And then,
and
get
then
all
Yeah,
put the
'cause-
LRT and then put in more like high rises and prestige buildings.
The joke is, I see that happening.
Because that part is like Little Jamaica, right?
Yeah, literally.
And for some reason, Ontario doesn't like Jamaicans for any reason. The Jamaican community, the Caribbean community. I don't know.
Crazy, because that's the slang we use for the
Yeah,
most part.
That's weird too, man. Shout out to Trudeau too. He's the one that brought all the Caribbeans in.
Oh, shout out to Trudeau for what?
Brought all the Caribbeans in.
Pierre.
He literally brought all the Caribbeans.
Yeah.
in.
Most
Trudeau.
immigrants too.
That's why a lot of Caribbean folk and black folk vote liberal. Just 'cause-
Continue.
Yeah,
to
my
vote
grandma's like, I
despite-
voted for Pierre. He brought me
Literally.
into this country. I'm never
Exactly.
not voting for
I
him.
mean,
That's a little Canadian world history for people who didn't know that.
okay, my bad.
Pierre Trudeau, he brought a lot
Apollo
of the
the
Caribbeans
Prof.
and stuff into. the
So
Canada.
okay, so how is America like? What the hell? How are they gonna get more money?
Sell drugs like they usually do.
Well, sell guns to places like Saudi Arabia and all those other places.
All right. So this is where we're going to end it?
Yeah, we should end it right there.
All right. If you enjoyed this conversation, we'll be back next week with a more stimulating conversation from your three hosts of The Echo. And if you like the episode, make sure you like, subscribe, share with a friend, comment, and follow Street Voices on Instagram.
Yeah.